Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to A8A Works. And today, what happens when you take one of JDM's most iconic drift chassis, slap on a Pandem widebody kit and wrap it in an epic anime inspired livery? Well, you get this, the PopRace Pandem Nissan Silvia S13 in an awesome test Type 1 Evangelion livery. It looks crazy, but it's not entirely fantasy. Let's dive in. So here we have it, another wild release from PopRace, the Pandem Silvia S13 in the EVA RT Test Type 1 colors. If this color scheme looks familiar, it should, especially if you're a follower of anime, because of course this is straight from Evangelion Neon Genesis, and this purple and green color is the same livery as Unit-01 EVA of Shinji Ikari in the anime. And of course, PopRace didn't just make this up, there's actually a real Pandem S13 running an Evangelion themed livery. Although it's not this car exactly, it's actually a bright pink Unit 8 design, which is inspired by Mary's EVA. That one is driven by Echo Gao. She's part of 1087, and you'll see 1087 on the side of this car as well, a Chinese drift team active in the D1 China series and other regional events. 1087X is known for their bold liveries and wide body builds, so this crossover makes perfect sense. It's anime, drift culture and tuning culture blended together. So the model right here is, as you can see, the Unit 1 version, the number is just over there as well. And it's basically PopRace's take on that real drift car. Think of this as the sister car to Echo Gao's pink S13, but in the classic Shinji colors. And this car is actually available in that number 8 pink livery as well. I'm still yet to receive that, but once I do, I'll be reviewing that one as well. PopRace has been going pretty hard with that Evangelion lately. I already have two of their Pandem GR Yaris's. As you can see, one of them is that same Shinji Ikari purple and green, and the other is this red and white Asuka Langley color. It's number 2 of course, and there's actually a third car which is the pink Mary livery one, number 8 as well. And I have it on order, but I haven't received it yet, so when that one arrives, I'm going to film all 3 together, so that should be a really awesome video. But for today, let's focus on the S13 unit number 1. And starting off with a box, I must say this is one of the craziest looking and most colorful boxes I've seen in a long time. As you can see, the car is displayed on this side here as well. 1087X, we got this like hologram stickers, EVA, and of course it's also officially licensed by Pandem. Some Chinese writing on there, PopRace over here, and we've even got Shinji's EVA over there. And of course, let's check this insane name out, because this car is actually called the S43 APA XPO 2025 1-64 EVA RT Test Type 01 1087X Pandem S13 APA XPO. Oh man, that is an absolute mouthful, but it's also meaningful. So APA XPO 2025, that is actually a custom car show where this model was actually debuted, and of course the model was originally an event exclusive at the show. So this is more than a regular release, it's more like a special edition, a piece of 2025's custom scene history in 1-64 scale. And then of course we've got EVA RT Test Type 01, so that's of course the Evangelion Prototype Test 01, which is Shinji's EVA. 1087X, of course, the drift team over there, Pandem, the body kit, and S13 is the car itself. And just on the left, we also see a little Evangelion 30th anniversary logo and another Evangelion Racing 15th anniversary logo. So a lot of information to take in, but as you can see, the car is totally sealed, so let's open it up and see what we're in for. And now I've just opened it up over here, as I typically do, and let's actually check this out over here. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like. Ooh. Wow, that is awesome. Wow, that is so cool. Wow, that is really awesome. I was hoping it would be like this. I've got that Yaris, and those Yarises also have this chrome color. So as you can see, the whole thing has this insane looking chrome finish throughout the bodywork, and this is just absolutely epic. It's so striking straight away. It's just absolutely insane to look at. It's definitely one of the loudest colors that PopRace has done for any type of car. And of course, straight away, the car looks absolutely great. The proportions are really well fitting to the S13 Silvia. It's really nicely stanced. As you can see, it's pretty slammed. We've got some nice deep dish wheels, and that looks super tuner JDM style. Even this extended wing in the back here gives it a lot of interest, and it looks pretty awesome. It's very typical of a drift car, and man, I'm really impressed with this. It just looks super awesome. Of course, with such a complicated livery, it's a little bit difficult to see all the lines and surfaces of the car clearly, but drift cars tend to be pretty intense on the graphics. But you can see how awesome this car actually looks, and we do manage to see a little bit of highlights running across the car and some areas catching the light really beautifully in the different areas. But let's actually check this livery out under closer inspection and zoom into the details. And starting out with the roof as usual, we've got already this really cool Nerve logo. Of course, this is the organization that runs the EVAs in Neon Genesis Evangelion. And here we've got number 919, which is actually the number of the real drift car, which is the number 8 drift car. And a little bit of interesting vinyls over here. It almost looks like some kind of a racing flag, but also like a little bit carbon sort of. It's pretty interesting. And of course, we've got a lot of technical looking edges on the vinyls themselves, just giving it that typical EVA style look. Then underneath, Pandem in massive letters, and nice visibility into the interior through the glass as well. Some windscreen wipers, they're just molded into the plastic. And of course, we get to this bonnet over here, and once again we've got this EVA R in the center, and underneath it Evangelion Racing. And of course, that's a real thing too, and there's actually quite a few Evangelion race cars in real life. Then a number 1 in the center over here. Once again, that's Shinji's number. Then this little texture continues to the front, and 1087X here as well. And you can see how beautifully this color is reflected off this bonnet area. And this thing is seriously complex. And of course, we've got some nice simple S13 geometry. And we do see a little bit of light lines hitting off this area too. And of course, with it being a PopRace, these cars always have a little bit of a secret to hide. So of course, this car actually has an openable bonnet, and you can just open it there, and there you go. And we've got a full-on engine planted right in the heart of this car. And I must say, the modeling looks absolutely awesome. So strangely enough, the real car, which belongs to Echo Gao, just written over there as well, the number 8 car, actually runs a 2JZ from a Toyota, I think from a Toyota Aristo. And here you can see that it looks kind of similar, but this is actually not a 2JZ. It says Nissan on there, and it says intercooler turbo, and it says twin cam, and it looks like a 16 valve, which is really strange because as you can see, it's got 6 inlets on the side. So to me, to my eye, this actually looks like an RB25 engine. So it's pretty strange that it would say 16 valve, and it looks a little bit different. I couldn't exactly pinpoint the type of engine that was in this car, but to my eye, it looks like an RB25. But still, the color continues through the engine as well, and we've even got this massive air filter there as well. So pretty nice detailing in the engine bay, as you would expect from a PopRace. Heading into the front mast, we've got quite a nice bit of drama happening over here. I really like these typical S13 lights. They look really long, and they've got some nice detailing in the interior. You can see how elongated they look inside there. And of course, this horizontal element of the lights is continued with this black grille in the center. It's not really pierced through or anything, but it does have a bit of texture to it. Then underneath it, 919, of course, the number of the race car, and PopRace in the center. And just underneath that, we've got this green band running pretty much through this entire front section. and once again reflecting Shinji's EVA. So that's what his EVA looks like there, and you can really see where the color inspiration comes from for the car. Then underneath there we've got a little logo as well, and you can see how deep this front intake is, and of course a nice beautiful intercooler in the front there, a really deep inlet on the side there. It's pretty intense, to be honest. It looks like it almost goes to cool the brakes or some kind of an inlet there. Then underneath there, just some more inlets, just painted in black. And then on the side, number 1 over here, of course, the typical little caution and those sort of logos typical of these Evangelion style cars. Another little logo over here, and you can see we've even got these really nice orange indicators here, NGK, PopRace over here, and finally we can get to see how dramatic this front area is, and the way the light lines hit off this front fender surface is really beautiful. And you can even see the bolt holes running in this typical Pandem wide body kit over here. Some more Nerve logos over there, and then heading to the side we've got a whole bunch of little logos, and of course there is a Rocket Bunny logo as well. Of course on the side of the door, Echo Gao, so that is the name of the drifter, the girl that runs the number 8 Livery S13 in real life, and her real drift number 919, Evangelion Test Type 01, EVA R 1087. I mean, you can see the complexity of this, even work over there, Edel, Bride, AT fields, and the color looks absolutely intense. We've got this really crazy chrome purple, which is contrasted by this matte green. It's such a different world in terms of the finish and the colors. It's a really cool and funky look that this car has. Of course, in terms of the split lines, they're really nice and deep, really nice and crisp as well. But it is a little bit intense to try and see them through all these insane graphics. Heading back to the wheels quick, you can see they have an amazing amount of spin. It almost looks like it could be running on bearings or something, but they look really incredible with this gold center and the silver lip, and even the edges almost completely polished, and you can see the amount of three-dimensionality we have in the bolts over there, and it's just this nice gold 6 spokes. And just behind them you can see that we've got sort of a brake sort of texture, but we don't actually have any calipers or anything like that. And of course the rear wheels are the same, and you can see the amount of dish is just absolutely insane, and the back wheels are staggered too, so it's a lot more wide, and they look pretty cool when they're spinning around, so that's pretty intense. And there you can actually see how they've done that brake area, and I can give you a little bit of a roll demonstration. So as you can see, it has no issue with rolling at all. You could race this against some Hot Wheels even if you wanted to, but it looks really cool, and I really like these wheels actually. And just to quickly show you underneath the car, we do have quite a bit of texture over here and a nice bit of detail, although it's a little bit simplistic, but very typical for these 1/64 scales, but it still is pretty awesome actually. And of course the exhaust is finished in silver all the way up to here, and interestingly enough you can actually see the amount of width that this Pandem body kit gives the car, so you can really see this is where the original sill would have run, and look at the amount of width that's been added. It's really extreme, and it really helps to define the intensity of this crazy wide body kit. It's really insane. Then heading back up a little bit, and you can see how beautifully this chrome color catches the light and looks absolutely insane. And you can just see how incredible the surfacing is on this model, and I'm a huge fan of this color. It's really dramatic, and you can just see the way the light kind of shifts. This area here is actually separated into this little black part as well, so once again it gives it quite a bit of nice contrast and a bit of drama in this entire area. Of course, typical boxy DLO of the S13 Silvia, nice visibility into the interior. You can see we've even got a nice chrome little roll cage. Heading into the rear window, we've got a nice little Pandem logo, the Chinese flag, Echo, and of course a blood type O positive. And on the rear C-pillar, a nice little PopRace heart over there, and overall just so much little funky details. I'm a huge fan of this. And of course we've got the little wing mirrors over here, just finished off in this rubber, and you can see how bendy they are. It's actually really good because You don't have to worry about snapping them off or anything, but no reflection in them, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. But anyways, heading more towards the rear, of course, we've already checked this, but we've got the Pandem logo, Rocket Bunny, and a few more little caution logos. And of course the Evangelion Racing logo there as well, and another little Nerve logo over there. So lots of stuff going on, and another little caution. So huge amount of detail in all the parts of this car. Then heading to the rear mask over here, we've got these typical long S13 style lights. A huge amount of detail inside them, and I really like the fact that it's separated into this red bottom part and the silver top. It really gives it a huge amount of horizontal width and makes the lights look really thin, and you can see how detailed they are, and I'm super impressed with that. It looks really cool. Of course, here 919 again, EVA Racing, EVA R on the number plate, 919 and 1087X, and a little warning logo there as well. And from here you can also see the amount of three-dimensionality and surface detail we have in this rear wing as well. Of course, it's this typical Pandem bolt-on over here, and it's pretty expressive, and I really like this negative angle that it has here. It's got this typical old school JDM vibe, and that's awesome. Of course, massive exhaust over here, twin pipes, finished off in silver, but the center is not black or anything like that. And from this angle, we can also see that we've got these little struts holding the rear wing, and that's something that is sometimes seen on drift cars as well. And you can see how cool this wing actually looks. It's got quite a nice bit of kickback over there, and nice three-dimensionality in these little bolt sections there as well. Of course, PopRace and Evangelion on the top over here, once again with this tech style looking vibe. And of course the green carries to the rear deck, number 1, a little warning logo on the back there, and nice visibility into the interior. And straight away we can see that we've got the silver roll cage inside the car. It looks pretty complex actually. You can see it's got this like 6-sided harness in there. It's pretty intense. And of course there's no defrost in the back. And here on the side we've also got a really nice and deep fuel filler cap as well. And other than that, it looks pretty much the same as the previous side. The vinyls are not reversed or anything like that, which sometimes they tend to be on drift cars, but in this case it's just pretty much the same direction as it's usually readable anyways. And now jumping into the interior, and straight away you can see the amount of detail PopRace has gone into. And one of the most striking things straight away is that massive handbrake in the center there, that hydraulic handbrake, and that just looks absolutely insane. It's super typical of drift cars. And of course this intense roll cage as well. It's seriously prominent in the car. And of course we've got these nice black bucket seats, great amount of three-dimensionality, and we've even got a really nice little dash over here. I mean, it's about as complex as you can get, but there's no gauges or anything that I can see at all. And a nice little drift style steering wheel too. So great modeling on this car overall, and I'm super impressed. And here it is spinning around in all its glory, and I must say I'm actually pretty impressed by this car. I really like the fact that it's pretty much just a simple S13, a lightweight rear wheel drive car, a huge part of drift culture since the 90s, and it's also the perfect platform for one of these crazy Pandem widebody kits. And of course the styling looks absolutely ridiculous. So we've got the beautiful Pandem kit, the drift wing, and a huge amount of details, and even under the engine bay, the fact that we've got that seeming to be RB25 under the bonnet, and it's really awesome. And I really love the fact that the interior has been modeled so well, especially for a drift car. But of course one of the other standout parts of this car is this insane livery, and straight away the color was absolutely crazy striking, and it has a huge amount of detail in the livery. And I really like the fact that it reflects Shinji's EVA so nicely, and especially the way that the colors have been combined really works well, and especially with the gold wheels too. It really helps set the tone for the car. And if you want to grab one of these models for yourselves, I'll post a link for you in the description below, and that will be an affiliate link. So a little bit of money comes back to the channel with those links, but it doesn't cost you anything extra whatsoever. It just helps you to filter through all the cars online and it just leads you directly to purchasing one of these ones. And I must say, what an awesome one to add to a collection, whether you're an S13 fan, a drift car fan, or just a huge Evangelion fan. This is a really awesome one to add. It's pretty cool. I'm happy with this car, super awesome. So that pretty much wraps up the PopRace Pandem Silvia S13 Unit-01, where anime meets drift culture, a real car inspired theme shrunk down to this 1/64 scale. I feel like it's a super loud car, it's also very niche and definitely a crazy looking S13. And of course, when the pink Unit 8 S13 arrives, the actual drift car this is based on, I'll film the comparison and bring the whole Evangelion lineup back together. And if you guys are still craving some more Evangelion stuff, don't forget that soon enough I'll be doing a full review on the PopRace Yaris in the number 1, number 2, and the new pink number 8 Evangelion livery as well. So that's going to be a really awesome one to look out for. And let me know, what do you guys think about this S13? Do you like this color, or do you think the pink one would actually be better? And what other colors would you like to see this car in, like Evangelion, like a red Asuka, or perhaps even a blue and white Ray theme? I think that would be a seriously awesome one if they made such a thing. But of course, thank you guys for watching. Take it easy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.